Hey reviewers, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you have been well, and here's to 2021. Today's video we're going to be having a look at my Motovlog setup for 2021. We're going to be covering the helmet, the microphone, the external mic recorder, mountings, GoPro and the settings that I use. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so we're going to start with the helmet then to begin with. So this is my new helmet. I upgraded from an Arrow Chaser. Had to be done, had it too many years really. So I wanted to get something a bit more lightweight, but I wanted to make sure as well that it covers things like a bit more neck and chin protection, a bit more soundproofing. Being lighter was a bit of a bonus. So yeah, you've probably seen it on the cinematics already, but yeah, Scorpion Exo carbon, absolutely love it. So I would say from my ears perspective, it's not the quietest inside, but it isn't too loud either, to be fair, so it's good, but it is incredibly light, and it's done so far a tremendous job of shielding from the sound outside when using the mic, which is exactly what I wanted it to do, so remove some of that wind noise. Showing you then how I fit the mic, let's go to that. So there's nothing scientific about it. Inside where you've got your kind of protection and your padding, if you like, I just took the padding out of here. Underneath here then, if you can see in the light, probably not so much, we just removed that padding, and then where you can see here, which is where the microphone comes out, we've just kind of threaded it through there so we get to the inside point, and the inside bit is just in there. So we've actually got the Purple Panda tucked in just here, if you can see that. So we've got the wind guard on there as well. And with this kind of nose protector there, if you like, bit of wind protection, and also underneath, although it's not being used to its full capability, we've got that kind of chin strap there. Just that little bit extra on the sides really helps with wind penetration and getting inside the helmet. So the main thing with this one as well is when you lock the helmet down, you want to make sure that it very much locks into place. So you get a nice little click from there. So once you've got your mic set up then, you're ready to think about how you're going to mount your camera. And the mounting system that I use, rather than using a GoPro socket, if you like, and fix it to the side of the helmet, I didn't want to do that to a brand new 300 quid helmet either. So I went with a Telesin helmet mount kit. Now, I really like these because, first of all, you're not sticking to your helmet, which you spent a lot of money on. You can transfer it to a different lid if you need to with ease. You don't have to worry about marking your helmet in any way, shape or form, and it kind of does the job. And I've made sure that when you're closing the lid on here as well, you get a good seal. So this actually still locks in on my helmet, and I have to pull this back up to unlock it, so you don't get that wind incursion. But this is really great. It's kind of padded here as well, it protects it. On the inside you just tighten up the straps. I'm not doing a full review, I'm just kind of showing you it. And then with it as well, you get equipped with it a J-hook on there as well, the GoPro mounting system. And the reason the J-hook's important is because if you use one of the flat mounts from GoPro, what you'll actually find with something like this is that you don't have the adjustment in the camera to bring it forward or back. And what you'll find is you're pointing down. So even though you're looking straight, your camera will be looking down. And I learned the hard way on this in some earlier reviews that yes, you'll end up with looking at the bike, which is great, but you're not necessarily looking where you're going. So this way it enables you to have a tilt on it so that when the helmet's actually in the position that you're going to have it looking straight, the camera is also looking straight, if not a little bit up, because you can always look down at the controls and accentuate your movement to make sure you've covered it. But that way it's absolutely spot on. So you've got a range of adjustment now. I can still go back further, or I can tip it forward if I need to. You can also flip it upside down as well, which some people do, but that works for me. Going on to the camera then, now again, this isn't about affiliate links or anything like that, so nothing is linked in any description. I'm not using any codes. This is just what I'm using for my personal setup. But I went with GoPro, so I'm using the Hero 9 now, which is brand new. I've just got this, which is for the footage I'm going to use for the helmet. And the camera that I'm recording on right now is a GoPro Hero 8. And for my car videos, I'm going to use a combination of these two cameras. So we might get roof shots, etc., etc. I use a, I think it's called Yolanzi case, which is a bit like a media casing for it. So I can have the GoPro media extender for the mic. You can fit on external mics at the top there, or lighting fitments as well. So it works really well. I'll do a picture of it, but again, I'm not here to kind of do product placement. These are just things that I've bought. So why did I go with the GoPro then? Well, I've used these for years. I really like them. You've got loads of other action cameras out there as well, which are going to do the job just fine, like maybe the Insta360, etc., etc. But I like the way these work, and I trust them. So I find with the sensor and with the settings, they're really, really good. Speaking of which, then let's take a deeper dive into the camera, show you some of the settings that I use. Alrighty then, so this is the brand new, and also my brand new Hero 9. So I've not really used this too much yet. I've got it set up. So again, we're not doing a full-on deep dive today. It's not what the video is about. It's just to show you what I'm using, but I will give you a quick blast on the settings. So literally power on. Right, so coming on to some of the settings then. So for main activity, and I pretty much mirror these settings across all three anyway, but resolution is 4K 60 frames. For activity, I'm running the linear lens on there with hyper smooth on. And when it comes into the Pro Tune, these are some of the important bits here. So you've got bitrate set to high, shutter on auto, EV compensator I have at minus 0.5 because sometimes you get a bit of overexposure on there. The white balance I set manually, so I've got that at 5,000. ISO min at 100, ISO max at 800 to avoid that kind of grainy look that you can sometimes get. Sharpness at medium, GoPro color is standard, and the mics, I mean, I'm using the GoPro external mic recorder, so yeah, I'm not worrying about those settings there. So yeah, so that's the GoPro Hero 9. I've not really used it much, but I've got some really good bike and car reviews coming up, and it's going to be handy having the front screen there so you can use it for vlogging. Hey! So yeah, stay tuned for more action. Okay, so when it comes on to external audio then, I was using until fairly recently the GoPro external mic adapter, and that's what I'm using right now. And what I found is, for this type of scenario, the recordings are pretty good. You don't need to worry about controlling the levels of the mic, input levels, etc. It's just kind of okay. And I use it for internal shots for my cars as well. So when I'm doing those kind of reviews and turning around, that's the setup I use. But what I've found for motorbike audio recording, and if you look at some of my earlier videos like the Tiger 900, etc., it might be a mixture of helmet change, mic change, etc. But back then I wasn't using an external mic recorder. And what I found was with the GoPro external mic recorder, you can't set the levels and cut off for audio and frequencies. And what I was getting was a lot of wind noise and distortion and popping. So what I went for was a Tascam DR05X, and there's lots of external mic recorders on the market, but this particular one I found to work really, really well. So you get the two mics on the front there. It is a stereo recorder, and just at the top here is when you're going to put in your extension for an external mic. And the reason you would have that is that's the one which is going to plug into the helmet microphone. So the Purple Panda for me goes in the top there. And then this isn't a deep dive, and if anybody does want a deep dive video on these, then great, let me know. But super easy to set up. You've got all your settings there, just scroll through them. This particular model is USB, which makes life really easy, and you've got an SD card there, so you can just hook it up to your computer, transfer your files over, simple as that really. But yeah, awesome bit of kit, really high quality sound, so definitely recommend this. In terms of the microphone then, again, this isn't product placement, I'm just showing you, but I tried a few lapel mics, shall we say, various results. I even tried a few where people were saying get a linear mic or a mono mic, for example, and it just recorded weird audio. So Purple Panda is a stereo mic, it's fitted to the helmet, and it does an awesome job. In terms of the lapel mic that I'm using to record this right now, I'm using the PowerDewise. I find it's really good, it does the job, it's high quality, and yeah, so far so good. Okay guys, so speaking of the audio then, this is me talking with the PowerDewise lapel microphone plugged into a GoPro external mic recorder, and hopefully, as you can see, I think the audio sounds pretty good. It's great for doing this kind of thing. So if you're talking about features and functions that are in front of you, things you want to talk about that are visually right there, they're great. Great for interior shots of cars, that kind of thing. I'm going to switch to the Tascam now so you can hear the same kind of audio but recorded through that, and that way you get a direct comparison. Okay guys, so this is me now using the Tascam external microphone recorder. Hopefully you can hear a difference in the audio. I think it sounds really good, but it certainly gives you a lot more functionality and ability to set your levels and customize it as you see fit. There is a tiny bit of editing that goes with it as well, so you've got to bear that in mind. You're going to have a separate audio to your video, but I think it works really well. And initially I thought that was perhaps a little bit scary, but as soon as you start pairing them up and get used to it, yeah, it's no problem at all. But the main thing about this is, as you can see here, even on the fly, I can adjust my input levels on there as well. So you can set like a -6 soft cap, so that if we get louder and louder and louder, we don't hit that peak and don't get that distortion. If I set the input level a bit higher, yo, 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 you see the peak light come up there. So that's where you're going to start to get that popping and distortion. And you really don't want that in your recordings. You want to make sure you've got nice audio, it's capturing what you need and all the details, but without getting that distortion or popping. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comment section, and make sure to give us a like to help support the channel as well. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and the bell to let you know when new videos come live. We've got loads of car and bike videos coming, lockdown pending. So thanks very much for your support, and as always, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.